Hey, welcome to Coffee Chat. Today we are talking with Sally Gimon. Sally has been a licensed life insurance agent for over 18 years and specializes in infinite banking. She helps her clients pay off their debt in one third of the time that they were taught doing it the regular way. I am so excited to welcome to the show Sally Gimon. Let's go. Welcome to Coffee Chat. My name is Jen Gardner. I am here with Sally Gimon. Sally, would you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone who hasn't met you before?
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you having me on. My name is Sally Marie Gimon. I am a licensed insurance agent for 19 years, and for the past 2 years, only concentrate on infinite banking. It's the secret of the rich that everyone should know. I help my clients pay off over $300,000 in debt in under
Wow.
under 9 years. It is a specialized whole life policy that we work with you to show you how to use it because people have very few people have heard of it unless you're a bank or if you make over $300,000 a year. $300,000 a
Okay.
year.
So, do you want to dive into more about what infinite banking entails?
Sure. It
Really
is
interesting because $300,000 of debt, that's crazy to pay off. So,
correct. It,
yeah.
it is a specialized policy. Basically, you're putting money into a whole life policy, making 3.5% compounded interest rate every year. As
Okay.
Albert Einstein says, compounded interest rate is the eighth wonder of the world.
Mhm.
This year, I write for a company called Foresters. There are only 10 companies in the United States. They have to be a mutual company that offer these policies. So it's a rare agent who does it. Also, most agents and insurance companies don't like it because you take a 70% cut in commission. Um, I invest in real estate. I'm okay with my
Yeah.
real estate. I want to bring this to other people.
Mhm.
What happens is when you put money into your policy, it goes into your
Mhm.
policy. When you take a loan, your money's staying in the policy. You're taking a loan from the insurance company's coffers. So people who are paying
Okay.
travel insurance, term insurance, and other things. So your money's making
Mhm.
all that interest rate no matter what you do.
Okay. So basically, you're taking a loan against your insurance policy. Is that my understanding?
Correct. So your money stays in
Okay.
the policy, making all the interest rate and the dividends and everything else. You're taking the loan from the insurance, their general fund is what it's called. So
Okay.
you're going. The first year is a hard year. I'll be honest. The first year you put a $500 a month in, you get about
Mhm.
$320 out, and you get
Mhm.
a free mapping, two mapping sessions a year. You can order as many as you want, but we require you to have two to show you how we're going to pay down debt. Some people are like, "Oh, go with the highest credit card," but there might be another way to pay things off faster. My couple who
Okay.
I was talking about, he retired from. They started in March. He retired from the Air Force 20 years in July. The reason they looked at it is because Trisha, the wife, lost
Mhm.
her life insurance when he retired.
Okay.
I They wanted to refinance their house. They've only been in the house for 4 years, and I said, I think I might have a
Mhm.
solution for you. For
Mhm.
them, a hundred and $180 is difficult. They have a
Mhm.
13-year-old and a 10-year-old. So we figured
Mhm.
out not to go to Starbucks every day, $5 a day.
Mhm.
And then we were joking around because it was still $40 off.
Mhm.
We live in Arizona, so she drives in her car with the radio on, air conditioning, sits in line to order the coffee. So they figured they could do this. They started in March
Mhm.
2021. This past January, they're now up to putting $800 into the policy every month,
Oh wow.
and then they get a higher amount they can take out to start paying things off. For them
Oh wow.
personally, what they found out when they filled out the paperwork, no offense to Mike, he has a beautiful 2020 Dodge Ram. He didn't know he
Mhm.
was paying 23% interest rate on his vehicle. To him, it was
That's crazy.
people don't read contracts, and he's like, I have to pay off my truck first. And when
Yeah.
he went through the mapping session, they're like, well, we think we should pay off these credit cards. Like, nope, the truck goes first. So
Mhm.
he's going to pay off his truck. Again, everything will be paid off in under 8 years and
Yeah.
11 months now. faster, but his truck will be paid off in under 2 years. And he's just like, I need that. He's going to keep it for 7 years, but he needs it gone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yes.
like 23% interest. And then when you think about it, credit cards can sometimes,
Yes.
depending on which company, can be like 29% interest, right? Depending
Correct.
on your credit history, depending on who you've gone with, and it's insane, right?
Down the street from me in Arizona, I'm looking for a new desk to work on. I went to a furniture store and it's like, oh, this is $30 a month. I'm like, no, no, no. How much does it cost? I don't want to
Yeah.
finance it. I want to know the price of it. And so
Yeah.
many people don't think about it that way. And again, not making fun of Mike, when he put the paperwork together, he just was in shock. He's like, how did I sign a contract saying that? And he's not my only client that's finding out some shocking news when they start looking at their paperwork and everything.
Yeah. If you haven't taken a look at interest rates, even like just to give people an idea, if you take a look at your credit card statement, some people just look at the amount that's due and they don't bother to read all the other stuff. It'll tell you on your credit card statement, if you only make the minimum payment, it's going to take you X amount of years to pay this off. And that opens your eyes into how much interest you're actually paying on things instead of just paying the principal off, right? So.
Correct. And with the mapping session, each mapping is different because you might have different things than what someone else has. And they will show you, here's how it looks like, how long it's going to take you to get out of debt with what you're doing now. And then with the infinite banking. And again, it's our CFO, Kevin Tournay, he's got a team. It's a conversation because maybe to you want to buy a house in 5 years, or maybe to somebody else, they need to replace their vehicle. Each person has a different thing they're looking for. And, having the mapping session each year, especially when you get your tax return, because most people are like, oh, I'm going to go on a vacation. Well, what if you paid this off instead? What if I'm right now visiting my brother and sister-in-law, and they get $8,000 back a year. I'm like, oh, don't do that. The government's holding your money, not you. So
yeah, no, like what's vacation?
correct. And these policies work for all kinds of people. I call my Texas Brigade. There are 8 ladies on a bridge club, all over 70, who've taken policies out on grown grandchildren. One of the grandchildren, Miguel, he's in Killeen, Texas. He works in a grocery store. He's went from $500 a month up to $1,500 a month. He has an exact Supra he's going to buy for cash in 2 years. Don't ask me what he's looking for, but he knows the color, what it looks like, everything else. He's going to put a down payment on a house in 8 years. And at age 50, he's going to retire and have $5,000 a month coming into him. And he's going to sit on the beach in Mexico and drink beer. I'm like, good for you, Miguel. You've got a plan. So everyone has different plans. Yes.
So you're putting this money in, right? And
Correct.
it's not technically an insurance plan as much as it is a savings plan. Is that a good
It
way
is
to
an insurance
describe
plan. Everyone,
Okay.
What happens is I will do a free cash flow analysis for you. You'll get a year plan.
Okay.
You'll see how much money's in there. You'll see percentage of how much you can take out. And then most policies by year 4 or 5 are paying out. You put 500 in, you take more than 500 out. So it's an ATM paying you back.
Okay.
I highly suggest pay the bank back because you want to be a good banker. But no one's going to be calling you. No one's going to be sending you nasty letters or anything like that. Your death benefit keeps growing. Your percentages keep growing. And then on the cash flow analysis, usually by year 10 or 11, you'll have a return on investment. Some of my people, someone like Miguel, who's 21, his return on investment by the age 65 is over 300%. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, show me a bank paying that kind of return on investment.
Yeah, they don't.
Exactly.
This is for,
I get $1,000. I get 1% when I have $1,000. So I don't get that usually. So yes.
Yeah, and this is for everyone, correct? It's not based on credit rating. You don't have to have like X amount of money. Anyone can start doing this.
There is going to be a physical. It's going to be height, weight, blood, urine, and EKG. I do have. I just this morning. I don't know what's. It's HIPAA laws. I don't know why he was declined. He was 43 years old. He was declined. He's now taking a policy out on his 41-year-old sister. She did the physical. She has a death benefit. He loses the death benefit, but the banking system, he's paying for it. The banking system's his. People who use insulin for diabetes, unfortunately, they can't get the policy. But like
Okay.
my 8 ladies of a certain age, they could get a policy,
Mhm.
but it's ugly because their insurance
Mhm.
always favors the young. I'll be honest about that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but do I personally started my first policy at age 53. I'm
Mhm.
55 now, just started my third policy. At
Mhm.
age 53, I'm with a different company. I put $10,000 down, $600 a month. That's what I agreed to. In July
Mhm.
of 2020, I took, I'll be
Mhm.
honest, $19,776 from the policy, not 20,000, but I bought a
Okay.
bank-owned home.
Okay.
Middle of COVID, I couldn't pay the loan back until August when it got sold at auction.
Mhm.
I sold at auction for $65,000. I paid the
Mhm.
$20,000 back into my policy, and then
Okay.
I'm a good banker, and I put the rest of the money into my policy as interest rates. So my death benefit
Mhm.
increased, and the amount I can take out increased. The
Okay.
only thing you have to worry about, and it's my job to worry, not yours, the federal government has what's called a MEC line. It's a modified
Okay.
endowment contract. So I had 2 clients this year. One of
Mhm.
my friends, she wholesales houses. She
Mhm.
wholesaled so many houses. She did 3 houses. In
Mhm.
November, she had her third house, and I said, "You have to sit on the money, put it in your bank account, put it under your bed.
Mhm.
In January, we can put it in the policy because, no offense to her, she's 49 years old. She maxed out.
Mhm.
All my clients get so much they can put in, and that's the
Yeah.
federal government. I don't want to say getting their hands in things, but they don't want you to make as much money as you can, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, I don't are you in the States? Are you in Canada or
I live in Arizona. I'm visiting family in North Carolina right now. I
Okay.
just
So,
had a
yeah,
second
we have
niece.
we have the same we have, like, a limit of how much we can put into tax-free savings account stuff here in Canada. So it's probably, like, a similar type of rule in the States where you're only allowed to save X amount of money before the government tries to take, like, the rest of it off in tax and crap, so
Correct, correct. And
yeah.
I have to apologize, Jen.
Yeah.
Foresters is a Canadian and American company. They have an office in
Okay.
Ottawa and an office in Buffalo. We're trying to find
Mhm.
out if Foresters will write in Canada, but I haven't gotten an answer yet for that. So,
No worries. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that for people watching.
well, I heard you
So
say out. I'm like, oh, I think she's Canadian, but I did ask, so I'm sorry.
oh my goodness, my Canadian showing again. My Canadian always shows. It's fine.
Okay.
For those who want to get started into something
Mhm.
like this, what would be like the best first step for them to get started in this type of plan? Would it be to put away some money first in their bank account and then contact you? Would it be to just contact you and get like the cash flow analysis going? Or what would be like the first step somebody could take for this?
The best step is if someone's interested is to make an appointment.
Mhm.
My website to make an appointment is Learn with Sally Marie. My full name Sally Marie, and also Learn with Sally was taken, so I have to apologize. So
That's okay.
they go to Learn with Sally Marie. Get on my calendar. I'll
Mhm.
do a cash. I'll need to know their date of birth and the state they
Okay.
live in. I'll
Mhm.
email it to them. We'll have a conversation. Again,
Mhm.
the physical is free. The nurse will come to your home, your place of
Mhm.
business, or you can go to the doctor's office. I actually had
Mhm.
somebody in an Amazon factory lie on the cement floor to take his EKG. I'm like, don't think I want to
Okay.
see that. So, but he did it at lunchtime at Amazon. Um,
That's really funny.
exactly. He's like, that's the only time I can do this. So
Yeah.
there is a physical that's all paid for.
Mm,
You go through underwriting, so it's not a fast process. About 6 weeks to get all the paperwork
mm.
done.
Okay.
You put the $500 in. I'm going to ask you to open up another bank account because the money when you
Mm,
borrow it, it's tax free. So we don't
okay.
want it to get tangled up with what you're paying for to going to the movies, buying groceries,
Yeah.
putting gas in your car.
Mhm,
So I do ask you all to open a second bank account.
mhm.
Um, when you do make your first payment, within 3 weeks, you're going to sit down, have your first meeting with the mapping people.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, you start with $500 a month. That's the minimum we start with, which is 6,000 a
Mhm,
year. You can do it monthly, quarterly,
mm.
or annually.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you are losing sleep. You think this is the worst thing for you. 30
Okay.
days, within 30 days of making a $500 payment, you can cancel, get your money back, no harm, no foul. So it's a
Mm,
win-win situation. And
mhm,
you know, I teach a master class in my real estate group, and
mhm,
some of my people in my real estate group are in their 60s. They're like,
mhm,
what if I talk to my son? I'll have a
mhm,
conversation with the son or a grandchild to say, this is
mhm,
your parents or grandfather is buying you a life insurance policy. There is a bit
mhm.
of a gamble because it takes 4 years to 5 years for it to start paying off more, getting more money
Yeah,
out you're putting in. But I want to make sure the child or the grandchild understands what their parents doing, because they're like,
yeah.
what crazy stunt is this? And to give you some examples, Walt Disney used his policy to buy the land in Anaheim. The
Okay.
woman who started Pamper Chef, she's up in
Mhm.
Buffalo. She took a $20,000 policy, started Pampered Chef. She just sold it
Yeah,
Berkshire Hathaway for $6 million. Even
that's crazy.
President
I used to do Pampered Chef.
Nobody will invite me. I want one of those pizza stones, but everyone's like, you don't cook. President Joe Biden, I'm not making fun of, not being political. He has six
Yeah,
policies. I'm assuming three for him and three for his wife. They're with New
yeah.
York Life. True
Mm,
story. One of my agents, she's in my real estate group, 18 years with New York Life. She's in Arizona. She went to her
mhm,
manager. She went to the district manager and the state manager to find out. She's like, President Biden has these policies. Why can't I sell them?
mm.
The state manager told her if she sold one of these policies to any of her clients, they would fire her. She's like, I've been working here
What?
for 18 years. So she turned around, sold her book of business, to other
Yeah,
New York Life agents, and she's now calling her former clients saying, "Let me show you something, what I can do to help you." And they
yeah.
think she's an angel. So
That's crazy. So
yes,
they didn't want her to help people.
correct, correct. Um, I started with my first policy was not with my company. My company is IWS. It stands for Infinite Wealth Strategies. I
Yeah.
met Josh, the CEO, and I met Kevin, the CFO, at a conference back in January 2020.
Okay.
At this conference, there were 75 of us who all started policies with the company I started with. On the second
Mhm,
day, people showing how to do things. On the second day, the gentleman sitting next to me stands up or stretching, and he goes, "I understand this for me and my wife. This is great. I have an insurance agency. I live on my commissions. I'm never going to sell this to any of my
mhm.
clients." I'm like, "Because of you, dude, I'm going to figure out how to talk to as many people as possible because people
Yeah,
should know." I mean, if it's not for you, Jen, maybe it's for your
yeah,
sister, maybe it's for your
yeah.
cousin. I want people to see that
Mhm.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel, because
Yeah.
back in September 2021, MSNBC
Mm,
did an article. 80% of America has more than
mm,
$90,000 in debt, and they're not putting 10 to 15% into their
mm.
retirement plans. This
Yeah.
solves, it takes care of your debt. It gives you a retirement plan. It gives you
Mm.
money to go on vacation. You can plan
Yeah.
what you want as you work with it.
That's crazy. So, okay, so I don't know if you know about my project. It's called the Lakota Project. Okay,
Okay.
where I'm developing a site. It's gonna be like the most comprehensive resource site for anyone to go to find resources available in the area to help with homelessness, financial strain, and food insecurity. Okay,
Wow.
so
Nice.
for thank you, I'm hoping to feature experts on there too that will also talk to these people about how they can get out of their current situation, whether it's living paycheck to paycheck, whether it's not they lost their job, whether it's not they are trying to find ways to save money, etc. So there's going to be like a future section for that. But for those people who are, say, living paycheck to paycheck, is this still an option for them? Like, have you found that you have a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck that can still afford to do this? Mm,
Correct. One of again going back to
mm,
my
mm.
Texas Brigade, the eight
Yeah.
ladies of a certain age.
Mm,
One of the grandmothers took a policy out on her 26-year-old granddaughter. She
mm,
works at the dollar store. Nothing
mm.
wrong working in retail. I did it too.
Yeah.
She's divorced with
Mm,
two kids. She wanted to
mm,
start her own policy. I have worked
mm,
with her. Grandma started her policy back in May,
mm,
and we were setting
mm,
aside, putting money into the bank account, $20 a week, so she could get up
mm,
to save up money to start doing the 500. She didn't start her
Okay.
policy until August, and
Hmm.
her whole goal, her personal goal, her and her two daughters live in a two-bedroom apartment. She
Okay.
wants to buy a house, and she'll buy a house. With how we're doing this, she'll buy a house in 3 years, put the down payment, and then start paying the
Hmm.
mortgage and everything. So
That's
she couldn't
crazy.
start right away. We had to work
Yeah.
with her and keep
Mm.
her dedicated. And you
Mm.
know, I'm having a Zoom call with her, and she's crying, saying, "I can buy a house in 3 years. Are you telling me my kids
Yeah.
can have a backyard?" And I'm like, "We've got it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be committed to it. It's
Mm.
it's not a get rich quick scheme. Some people
Yeah.
try to figure that out. So
Mm. Yeah, I just wanted to make that to bring that up because you have people that can barely afford their bills. You have people choosing between keeping the lights on or putting food on the table, or you have people living paycheck to paycheck where they never have anything left over. So I was just wondering if there's a way that this could be an option for those people to get out of those dark places of not having enough for bills or they just have enough for bills. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Yeah.
correct. Going back to my
Mm.
original
Mm.
Mike and Trisha, for
Mm.
them, he retired from the Air Force. He was going to start a new job. For
Mm.
them, an extra $500. They're like, we've got to
Mm.
figure this out. And that's why
Yeah.
you'll cut out Starbucks. Take
Mm.
this out. And you
Mm.
think they're doing well financially, but they're living paycheck to
Mm.
paycheck. And
Mhm.
for her whole thing is, I'm going to be debt free before I'm 50. I'm like, yes, you will be. I promise you. We'll show you how to do this. So I want to give hope to people, but we're going to have to
Mm.
work with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel, which is the thing,
Exactly.
right? It's not like,
Correct.
okay, well, this is what I'm going to be subjected to for the rest of my life. It's okay, well, there's an option. How can we figure this out, right? So
Exactly.
that's much better than having no options.
What's going
Mm.
on in the world right now with COVID? It's ugly. And if you can give a
Mm.
sliver of hope and give them a plan, that's
Mm.
what they need.
Mm. Yeah, it's really unfortunate what's going on in the world right now. But
Correct.
hopefully there's a light at the end of that tunnel too. One
But
day.
seriously, if you need some help with your plan, I would be honored to
Mm.
help you with that. So
That's incredible. So we're almost at the half hour mark. Can you go through again how people can get in touch with you, where they can follow you, so that people have an understanding? And I will put all the links of everything below too that Sally's talking about right now. So
okay, to make an
mhm.
appointment, it's
Mm.
learn. Forget the www. Don't ask me why, but learnwithsallymarie.com for an appointment.
Mhm.
Our website, Sally period live LIVE I as in Indian, W as in whiskey, S as in Sierra.com is my website.
Mm.
There's a lot of information and videos on the website for people to learn more.
Mhm.
Again, my name is unusual. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on
Mm.
Instagram. Not that well, but I'm on Instagram.
Mm.
But I can send you some videos because
Mm.
you're not taught this in school. That's my
Mm.
passion. I want to teach people something they should know, and they're not being taught
Yeah.
this, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to be taught in school, unfortunately, that aren't taught in school. But this is one that we
Exactly.
can teach people, or you can teach people.
I
I'm just
appreciate you
along with this
having me,
half
Jen.
an hour of it, but you can continue.
You're giving me a voice, so thank you.
I appreciate you being here and opening my eyes as well as other people's eyes to this option because I wasn't aware of this either. So I really appreciate you being here too. Uh, yeah, if anyone has any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below when this video posts, and I will make sure that Sally sees them so that she can come back in and comment. And Sally, thank you so much for joining me for this. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you being here.
Well, have a
Uh,
wonderful week and take care, okay?
Thank you. You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
My cup of tea right now. I just finished doing neurolinguistics programming training. So how does one go about even knowing that they need this type of help, right? You're one of a kind.
little Travolta here.
Inside my head, Lizzie. So when Lizzie's being bad, I'd be like, shush, Lizzie. No, we don't want to go there. Like, stay up.
Move your ass and then move your ass. This is as spiritual as it gets.
Thank you. All right, bye, everybody.